Hi and welcome to ABC13 High School Highlights Week 4 preview show. My name is Joe Gleason. I'm a sports producer at ABC13. I've been covering high school football in our area for over 25 years. So nothing's like the atmosphere on a Friday night out in the Houston area. I am at Klein Memorial Stadium. Klein Forest is set to host Bel Air. Klein Forest is off to its best start in 10 years. They're a perfect 3-0 on the season. The last time they started 3-0 was 2011. And I'm going to bring in head coach Jonathan Wilson, Klein Forest. He's a 2007 graduate. He's the head football coach. We're going to talk to Coach Wilson right now about his program. Coach, come on in here and step in.
Yes, sir.
First off, thank you very much for joining us. Kind of what's the vibe at Klein Forest right now?
It's a very positive vibe. Everybody's happy. Everybody's upbeat. We're excited. There's a lot of school spirit going on within our program and within our school right now.
Well, you being a Klein Forest graduate, kind of what's it like coming back? And was that your goal to come back to Klein Forest and be the head football coach?
Absolutely. It was a dream of mine since I was 15 years old. So this is a dream come true for me. My heart and soul is with Klein Forest, so it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to our coaching staff and to our kids to be back at Klein Forest and just bring that pride back to the school.
And you're not the only graduate from Klein Forest on the football staff. You have 6 guys that went to Klein Forest. How does that help? Just let the kids understand, that you were part of what they were back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely. It was important to bring back guys that walked the same halls as our guys and kind of walked in their shoes, and we know what they're going through. So that was important to me to do, and I knew that bringing back guys that graduated from Klein Forest that would be passionate about this school and really care about what's going on, try to get things turned around.
So at your age, you're a young fella, so at your age, did you figure you'd be the head football coach at 32?
Yeah, 32 years
32
old. No,
years old.
No, I didn't, honestly, but I feel like I was prepared. I've had a lot of great coach mentors in my life, and they prepared me for this moment, and I feel ready for it, and we're just taking advantage of what we got right now, and we're going to try to keep it going.
And one of those guys is Coach Glenn over at Klein Oak. You came from Klein Oak.
Uh-huh.
Kind of what did you bring from Klein Oak over here to Klein Forest, because they've had a nice positive culture and a winning tradition over there?
Yes, sir, absolutely. Jason Glenn is one of my mentors, and he's taught me a lot, about leadership and how about being a leader of a program. So I took a lot from his leadership in that program. Basically the same blueprint. We're going to be disciplined. Our standards are going to be high, and the expectations are the expectations. So our kids know that, and one thing we're living by this year is no excuses. Everybody has a story, but nobody cares. We're going to show up, do our job, and try to get a win each night. So it's important to us, and the kids been buying in, so far.
Well, Klein Forest, is known for track and basketball,
Absolutely.
Successful programs there. How cool is it to bring that football program and let people know that the Golden Eagles are for real on the football field as well? And have you pulled from those programs as well?
Yes, we have, and that's one thing coming in. We knew that our track team was really good, and our basketball team was really good. So we sat down as a coach staff and we said, we got to recruit our own kids. So we went out and did that. We got a 6'5" basketball player playing football right now. We got a couple track kids that never played, and they're playing football right now. They're playing corner, wide receiver. So we're trying to use what we're good at to help us on the football field too. So I always tell our kids, like, there's enough talent in this school to be successful. So I think they're buying in, and they believe in what we can do.
And you were actually walking the halls, going up and down,
Yeah.
the same halls that you went to.
Yeah.
How does that help? That also must help, the kids identify you with football.
Yeah.
And you're not just a coach that they never see. You're
Yeah.
a coach that's present.
Yeah, present. Yeah, and that's one thing I told our coaching staff. Let's get out in the hallways and let's be engaging with our students. If there's a 6'5" kid walking around, we need to figure out who this kid is and if he can help us or not, if he wants to play football. So we've done that. We go to lunches. We're in the hallways. So we're trying to get everybody to come out and play football and just help this school to reach the success level that we know we can be.
And finally, Coach, just talk a little bit about your team. Kind of give me some of the people we should look out for, or some of the groups that we should look out for tonight and on into when you get into district.
Yes, sir. On offense, we have a lot of skill positions that can really play, man. And in the running back position, we have Kendrick Bradley, number 24, a very dynamic player. Parker Jenkins, number 6. Jelani Watkins, he was a state track, state qualifier in a 200 meter last year. And then on the defensive side of the ball, Brad Spence is a defensive end for us, really good player. Christian Morris is outside linebacker. And our D-line is also playing really well, and Tyrell Hollings and Stephen Holly. They're playing really well right now. So we live and die on defense, and we're going to pride ourselves on playing physical. So that's the big thing.
Well, Coach, I know it's homecoming. It's a whiteout over here.
Absolutely.
I got the memo.
Yeah,
so
I appreciate it.
I'm ready to go just like you, man.
Absolutely, I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us and continued success in the program.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you coming out.
All right.
Thank you, brother. That
All
was
right,
great,
Coach.
man. Thank you.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much for joining us. Best of luck to Coach Wilson tonight against Bel Air. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. Full highlights coming up tonight at 10 on high school highlights. Let's go ahead and move on in the program for our game of the week. It's down at Veteran Memorial Stadium in League City. Clear Falls hosts Cinco Ranch. Both teams are 3-0 coming into the season. Both programs are looking up too. Cinco Ranch was 1-17 over the last 2 seasons. The Cougars have outscored their opponents 103-43. For Clear Falls, head coach Zach Hedge turned the Knights program around since he's arrived. He took over a program at Falls that went 0-20. The last 2 seasons, they've been in the playoffs. Last year, they lost in the regional finals to eventual state champions Katy. Coach has 9 defensive starting returners, so his D is the key for the Knights. Adam Winkler will be at Veteran Memorial Stadium with live reports coming up in the 6 o'clock hour. Now, one of the best teams in our area is undefeated Atascacita with another huge test tonight going up against Denton Geyer at University of North Texas in Denton. Eagles, a couple weeks ago, gave Allen their first loss ever in their $60 million stadium. They won 122 straight before Atascacita beat them a couple weeks ago. The Eagles have Gavin Session. He is a playmaker. He will beat you with his feet or his talented core receivers like Chase Sowell and Keith Wheeler II. Denton Geyer is a Texas powerhouse, always going deep into the playoffs. Last year, they made it to the state semifinal. Our friends at Dave Campbell Texan Live will have that game if you want to watch it live. If not, we'll have complete highlights coming up tonight at 10. Now, another game we'll have highlights of at 10 is undefeated C.E. King. They host undefeated Huntsville from beautiful C.E. King Panther Stadium. C.E. King's Jarrell Wembley has been nothing short of amazing so far. The Panthers, in 3 games, he's run for 627 yards and 7 touchdowns. He's not only a great on the field, he's an excellent student with a couple of Ivy offers from Dartmouth and Columbia. So congratulations to Jarrell. He ran for over 2,100 yards last season. Kings not only strong on offense, they've got a stingy defense. Morris, Williams, a couple of guys that can hold it down on D. Should make for an interesting district race when that gets going. Atascacita, North Shore, Westbrook, all battling for the 21 6A championship. Now, Tompkins is one of 3 Katy schools that's undefeated going into week 4. Falcons coming off a big win over Ridge Point. They host Clear Creek at Legacy Stadium. We'll have highlights of those tonight at 10. And kudos to head coach Todd McVeigh. He's built Tompkins into one of the teams always be on the lookout from in the Houston area. The Falcons beat out Katy last year for the district title. He's had to replace quarterback Jalen Milrow, who's at Alabama. Senior Cole Francis is under center for the Falcons. He's throwing to a talented group of receivers headlined by Josh McMillan and sophomore Wyatt Young. Now, last night at Rhodes Stadium, I was there as Katy improved to 4-0 on the season with the win over the Woodlands, 21-14 the final there. Tigers junior running back Seth Davis, career high, 227 yards on 30 carries. He scored twice. Katy kept to the ground game in this one. This is the final non-district tune-up before they host 3-1 Seven Lakes in the 19-6A district opener. 7 Lakes, congratulations. They're 3-1 after their big win over the Heights last night. You might want to take note of what's going on out at Lake Creek in Montgomery. The Lions are 4-0 on the season. Great to see Lake Creek's principal, Phil Eaton, after beating COVID. He's Coach Eaton to me. I've known him since he coached at Pasadena High School back in the day. To the game where Morton Ranch went up 20-7 in the third quarter. But credit Lions quarterback Cade Tessier for bringing his team back, and Sawyer Matchett for finishing it off. Tessier, 3 TDs in the third to cut the lead to 7 twice, and Matchett had to come in the game when Tessier got injured. He threw a game-winning touchdown with 39 seconds. 41-40 was the final. Lake Creek over Morton Ranch. Now, I go through a lot of tape when the photographers bring their games back to ABC 13, and I look at every game, every play. And I like doing that because I like to see who's out there and possibly notice somebody that I'm not familiar with. And when I was at a Dawson game on Saturday and they played George Ranch, I found out that Dawson had a player in sophomore defensive end, Edward Smith. He's 6'6", just a sophomore. His size kind of stuck out to me. Then when I saw him move, I was really impressed. He was in on tackles. He had a strip sack fumble that led to a touchdown for the Eagles as they beat then undefeated George Ranch. So keep an eye out for Edward Smith from Dawson. Another deserving recognition is Hargrave quarterback Luke Thomas.
Again, back to
He's
pass,
in his senior year. He's been a 4-year starter for the Falcons, who are 3-0 and hosting Navasota tonight. This video courtesy of our friends at Dave Campbell's Texan Live. Luke is a playmaker. I reached out to Falcons head coach Mike McEachran, and he said this about Luke. Luke Thomas is a 4-year starter and plays both offense and defense, as well as being on the leadership council. Luke is a do-everything type of kid who can lead verbally, emotionally, and by example. He will finish playing more games as a Falcon than anyone else in history of Huffman, over 50 games. You can measure, you can't measure all that he has done for this program on paper. So shout out to Luke. They host Navasota. They're 3-0. Navasota's 2-1. So they host Navasota over at Huffman Hargrave High School, and we will have full highlights of that coming up at 10. Now, finally, like I said, I look through a lot of the tape. I pick out plays that I think are great and post them on my Twitter. Joe A. Gleason for all you those in the Twitterverse. But last night I was at Rhodes Stadium for the Katy win, and this video kind of struck me. After the Katy victory, I saw Coach A.J. Blum over there, and Coach Blum was motioning to the sideline, and soon his daughter Zoe came over. This is truly what it's all about. The coaches spend a whole lot of time away from their families, and so when they get a chance to spend time with their families, it is a special, special deal. Now, just to wrap up here, let me just go through the lineup here of the games that we'll have on ABC 13. Cinco Ranch, Clear Falls, both of those teams are 3-0. That's from Veterans Memorial Stadium in League City. Adam Winkler will be reporting there. Damian Smith is our photographer out there. Atascacita, Denton Geyer, that'll be on Texan Live. C.E. King, Huntsville, both teams undefeated from C.E. King Panther Stadium. Our guy Doug Schertz is taking time off his job at the assignment desk to come out and cover that game for us. I'm here, Klein Forest, hosting Bel Air. Klein Forest 3-0, Bel Air 1-2. They've got a lot of great parts on that Bel Air team, so we'll keep an eye on that. Dobie Dickinson, Tompkins, Clear Creek from Legacy, Hargrave Falcons versus Navasota, as I talked about earlier. Klein Kane takes on Katy Taylor at Rhodes Stadium at 7. Anthony Reed will be our photographer out there. And St. Thomas High School, 2-1, faces Houston Christian, 2-1. St. Thomas is where I went to high school, so Go Eagles, 7 p.m. at St. Thomas. Lastly, I just want to thank all the great people out here at Klein Memorial that helped me get situated. I want to thank Coach Wilson and all the Klein Forest Golden Eagles for the nice company that they've stretched out the red carpet for me here, and I'm really looking forward to it. I also want to say a special thank you to all the people at ABC13 that work behind the scenes on this. Carolina Oliveras, I thank you for rolling the tape back at the station. Thank you to all the photographers and the management for allowing us to send the photographers out to the game. So please go on to the Facebook page and comment. Give us your comments on who we should keep an eye on or what team we should keep an eye on, and we'll certainly get out there to recognize that team or those individuals in our community. So that'll do it for this high school highlights pre-week 4 show. I am sports producer Joe Gleason. You guys have yourself a great Friday night and a great rest of the weekend.